What's up, guys? This is RG giving you another high definition broadcast. As you can see, we're back here on Unison League, and I'm checking out this character. I wanted to show you guys something that is very important. But first, I actually got a new mic, if you guys didn't notice or you did. And I also put a background up. It's all over the place. So, if you guys like it, then tell me what's up in the comments. Just did it yesterday, and I noticed my mic quality was really just bad. So I went out and bought a new mic because I don't want to, terrorize you with the terrible mic. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into the tutorial now. And the first thing you probably want to know when you start off the game is what class am I gonna go, and what do I equip, and how do I allot the points in gear score, or the gear allotment points, because that's like the most important thing. You could like mess up totally on your class, like the points in your class, and it doesn't really matter. You could just do a bunch of more quests and get more proficiency points, which I have like 2,600 now. But yeah, you cannot redo your allotment points. That is something that they're putting in a later patch. However, right now you cannot redo them, and if you mess up on your allotment points, you pretty much have to re-roll or wait until they do the patch where like they're going up to level 90 and they're resetting the allotment or allowing you to reset allotment with diamonds. So, I'll talk about the gear and the allotment points now. Basically, you have four different types of gear that you can equip. You have your weapon, you have your helmet, you have your armor, and then your monster. On the forums, on like Reddit and the Unison League forums, a lot of people will tell you that the meta in Japan, because this is a Japanese game by the way, is that you should have like around 150 in your weapon, 50 on the helmet, 50 on the armor, and then 150 on your monsters. A lot of people are doing that. However, like say a soldier, which is more like a defense heavy character, or a cleric, might go more heavily into armor or helmet rather than putting a lot into weapon. But they will still have like 150 into monster. The reason behind that being is monsters can also have like a defensive and an offensive slot. So like the weapon here can only have attack, and the armors can only have defenses. Whereas a monster can have an attack and a defense. So say if you are a mage, you want to max out your magic attack, but you don't want to max out your attack, you can go like I did into 3 dark monsters, which is these Nyx right here. I have 2 Nyxes and a Dragon Lord or Drake Lord, which I tried to get 3 Nyxes, but I just ended up not being able to pull it out in one of the events. You can get like these UR monsters in events, but you just have to keep on going and going and going. So my point being, a lot of the times you want to go for like a monster that is good for your class, and having really high level monsters and good monsters is probably the best way to go for any class really. So basically what I'm getting at is, at the end of the day, what do you want to do as a beginner in the game to start out? Well, I would suggest putting around 20 to 30 into everything for sure. Just because you can put like you can have like 50 in each, and you'll be okay, and you'll like be able to use whatever you have. But also, it's cool to put like a good amount into your weapon and your monster, like I said earlier. One thing to keep in mind is that every 5 levels you get 1 base gear point. So that's like this right here. As you can see, the thing that I'm tapping on the screen there, the one on the bottom, like the denominator out of that fraction there, it's basically saying how much points you have to spend, and then the top one is how much you have spent. So say if I take off this 21 cost item, it'll be like remaining cost 21, right? So if I put it back in, it's still saying remaining cost 21 because I'm clicking it and saying like, oh, I want to switch this out. So it's like, okay, so do you want to switch this out? You have 21 cost left since this one is also a 20, has 21 cost. Um, like if I unequip this and then I unequipped, if I touch this, it would be 21 plus 25, right? Which is 46, as you can see at the bottom here. At the bottom of the screen, you can see right there. Well, not the thing that I tapped, but you get what I'm saying. It's right at the bottom, right next to this spawn here. Right next to the spawn on the bottom. It says remaining cost 46. So, going back into here, I'm gonna just equip this before I forget to re-equip it. But yeah, so that's the base cost. So every 5 levels you get 1 of those points without having to put any points in, and every 10th level you get 2 points. So if you added it up, it would be max level is 80, so every 10 levels you get 2 points, so that's 16, because 2 times 8 is 16, and then every 5 levels you're getting 1 point, so that's another 8, so that's 24. So you get about 24 of these base points by themselves. So keep that in mind. That's something that you want to keep in mind, because you're like, oh well, I have my 50 perfect, but you're like level 50. You got a bunch of more points that are gonna be put in there automatically because you're leveling up, right? So that's just something that you want to keep in mind if you're a starting player and you want to min-max. So good thing to shoot for is like 150 in your weapon, 150 in your monster, and then lower costs in your armor and helmet if you're going in like a DPS class. As I said before, if you're going soldier or a cleric, you want to go a little bit more into the defensive end, depending on what you want to do. But clerics definitely you want to, because you're getting targeted in guild battles for sure. And even in PvE, clerics, you don't have to have incredibly high magic attack or magic defense, which is what your heal actually goes off of, your magic attack and magic defense. So you don't have to have an incredibly high amount of magic attack to heal well. You can just have a high amount of magic defense and have a little bit of magic attack from just your weapons, like this books. So that's just like a pretty quick overview on gear that I just wanted to show you guys. I'll go over like a reforging and augment things later, but I hope that helped you out a lot. If I'm missing anything, definitely tell me in the comments below, and I'll do a video on that for the gear. If you have any questions, tell me, and then I'll try to get back to you. As always, thank you guys for watching, and if you could hit that subscribe button or that like button if you liked it. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Thanks again, and take it easy. Peace.